Hey, hey, hey! Happy day. I hope you're having a fantastic day, whatever time of day it is that you're hearing my voice. Pajama Gramma, Horne-Ellstrom here with part 3 of the attractive character. We've been spending a couple of days digging deep into the attractive character, and we're going to cover the last 2 rules of 6. We've gone over those. I'm going to grab my magnifying glass so I can read them. Remember, page 17 of your book has got a graphic of the attractive character and the 6 rules of the attractive character. We've talked about the first 4, about becoming the attractive character and living the life that the people that you want to work with, that you're working with, would want to live, and being the example for them. Don't be boring. That's rule 3, and I skipped right to that because sometimes I'm just plain boring. It's hard to not be boring, especially if you have a kind of boring life. And some of us like to create routines and have boring lives. That's who we are. So it makes it difficult for us to not be boring when we're talking to other people, which is pretty boring, right? You know, I'm one of those engineer types, so I have to like work up the energy to not be boring sometimes. So please remind me, give me feedback if I'm being super boring. Maintain absolute certainty. I am certain I can help you with the Expert Secrets book. I am certain I can help people with chronic pain. You have to be certain that you can help the people that you're going to help, or they're not going to listen to you. They're not going to believe that you can help them. And then understanding how to persuade. Yesterday was a very important lesson in starting to understand how to speak to our ideal clients, our ideal customers, how to speak to the people in their own language and how to influence them so that they'll be open enough to listen to us. I've been working, I need to do a lot more work in this area, because as much as I am a member of the chronic pain people experience, I also think that I'm on the other side of that and different as well. And so it's important that I remember to go back and feel how I used to feel and remember how it used to feel. And actually just last year, I can remember how it felt, and it wasn't very good. But I have to remember to tap into that and tap into where people are now, and then bring them along with me where I want them to be so that they don't have to suffer anymore. So today, we're going to talk about Rule 5 and Rule 6. Rule 5 is caring a lot. You have to care about the people that you want to work with, that you want as customers and clients. Just like in our real life, we're not going to marry somebody that we don't love and we don't care about. We're not going to be in relationships with people that we don't care about. We're not going to have friendships with people that we don't care about. If we don't care about them, there's billions of people on the planet. We do our thing and they do theirs. But the people we love and care about, we would do just about anything for. The people that we want to teach, we want to help, we want to share our experiences and our expertise with, we have to care about those people. We have to want to help them. We have to want to help them and want to serve them so much that we would do it even if they weren't paying us. Think of your ideal customer, and if they aren't somebody that you'd want to be friends with, that you'd want to, I guess, invite into your home and spend time with, even if you weren't getting paid. I mean, somebody you'd want to go out to dinner with, somebody you would want to love and encourage, then they're probably not the right ideal client for you. And I'm not talking everybody in your customer base, because there's always going to be a spectrum of people that we serve. But I will tell you from personal experience, if you're serving a whole category of people that are soul-sucking, and I've been there, it can actually kill you. I'm going to share a little story. My ex-husband and I were doing real estate businesses. We had a lot of real estate businesses, like 5 or 6, I think, at the time. And in addition to that, I was running an Italian food manufacturing business and raising 2 small kids. So just a little bit busy and stressed. And actually, we were running other businesses as well, brick and mortar businesses. And we had a partner in one of those businesses that had gotten us into a legal situation, a very, very stressful legal situation. And all of that combined with the fact that I had certain customers in my Italian food business that were really, really bad to work with. They were really hard on my business. They were hard on all my employees. They were just hard to deal with. They were a super big challenge. And I'm talking about one big main customer. And that customer represented about 70% of our our gross income and our gross sales for the year. So I needed to do something about them, but it was really a difficult situation because I knew that doing what I needed to do, which was fire that customer, was going to cost us an immediate reduction of 70% of our gross income. And whenever you lose 70% of your gross income, that has ramifications for the entire organization, obviously. So that was going on. And then in addition to that, in our real estate businesses, I was working with people in distressed property situations. So people that were losing their homes to foreclosure and short sales. And I was negotiating and doing those things. And my role in those businesses was to actually do the negotiations on both sides. So I was working with the families and the people that were in distress. And I was then working with the financial institutions and those awesome people that were trying to foreclose on their homes or take their homes. And needless to say, working with those people was absolutely devastating to my psyche. Not the people that were in trouble, I was trying to help them, but the people on the other side of that, the loss mitigators they're called, and the employees of the financial institutions. I mean, as a whole, once in a while there was a good, really kind-hearted individual involved in my discussions, but for the most part, those individuals sucked. You know, it's kind of like debt collectors. They just suck. It takes a certain type personality that can harass people, and people that were in extremely difficult life situations to begin with. Some of the things that these loss mitigators and the people from the financial institutions would say to my clients were so unconscionable and illegal. It was mind-boggling. So anyway, I was involved in that business, and it was totally soul-sucking. I was involved, number one, in the wrong type business for me, but also dealing with the wrong type customer because it was so draining to me. It's like I could never be a shrink or a psychologist. I couldn't listen to other people's problems the whole time because I cared too much. I actually take them on. Excuse me. I'm getting choked up just talking about it. I take them on as if they're my own, and I know better, but I just empathize and sympathize too much with people in that situation. So that was an instance, a real personal instance, that I knew I was dealing with the wrong type people in more than one area of my life, and it all culminated into actually me having a sudden cardiac arrest. And so, of course, immediately after that health event that I came out on the other side, I severed all those relationships. I severed the relationships like that were not working in my life. And now I only work with people that I like to work with. And if I wouldn't want to work with you, if I don't want to work with you, I don't work with you nowadays. I listen to my gut, and if I don't care about you, and because I know you don't care about other people especially, I don't want to work with you. I don't want to help you. If you don't at least have an inkling of hope or desire to change, I don't want to work with you. It's too hard on me. And it devastates me when people decide that they're just not going to do anything. They don't want to change. And I understand that's not the right time for them, and that's okay. But I'd rather not pick those people in the first place because I feel bad. I want everybody to succeed and be successful. So it's really important that the people that you're going to work with, that you care a lot about them and that you genuinely care about them. It breaks my heart, which is part of why I have to limit how much time I spend on the different forums and message groups and Facebook groups, etc., for people with chronic pain, because there's so many people in there that are so hurt and in so much pain, and they don't see a way out. And I can't help some of those people. I can't help them until they're open to the possibility that there's a way out of the way that they've been living. So I care a lot about people, and you need to too. You need to care about the people that you're working with and that you're getting involved with and that you're in partnership with in order to serve them at your highest level and give them your best, because that's what they deserve, and you want to know that that's what they deserve. Otherwise, you're always holding back. You're always holding back your best information, and you're coming at it from a scarcity mentality instead of an abundance mentality. And when you make that switch, when you flip that switch to the abundance mentality, incredible things happen. And by caring a lot, it makes that really easy. And that's rule 5, care a lot. Rule 6, offer them, meaning your ideal customers, the people that you serve, value for their perceived relationship with you. And the key thing here is to remember, there's a couple things, but the main thing is to remember that what people want out of the relationship and out of interacting with you is different for each of them. Some people just want to listen to your videos or your podcast. Other people, and they want to get value out of that. They don't want it to be all about me, or they want it to be something that gives them a value and something they can learn from, or entertainment, or whatever it is that they're seeking. Some people want to actually be involved with you on a daily basis. Some people want to, be able to call you and talk to you. Some people want one-on-one in-person coaching. Some people want online video coaching. However it is, whatever it is, you have to meet people where they are and serve them in the way that works for them, not necessarily in the way that works for you. Now, I love to do one-on-one coaching. I love it. I love to do in-person one-on-one coaching because I can see who I'm talking to. I can look at their reaction. I can ask them questions and gauge their responses, and I can respond accordingly, and I can know exactly what is the next question I need to ask for them to have a massive awakening and aha moment and transformation. It's a little harder through a podcast when you're just talking one directional. It's more difficult. It's even harder when you're writing and you don't have that specific person in mind. But again, we have to remember everybody gets value in different ways. Everybody learns in different ways, and we have to offer them the way that works for them. I like doing Facebook Live videos. Here's another example. I like doing my Facebook Live videos first thing in the morning before the sun comes up because I have this cozy chair that I can sip my coffee in, and, share at my own pace, be myself, and just relax into my day. And I like to do that first thing in the morning. However, I'm finding that, most people aren't up between 3 and 5 a.m. in the morning unless they're just going to bed. And a lot of times they're not in a receptive mood because they've been out partying or something. So although it works for me to produce and make my videos this time of day, it's not necessarily the time of day that I should be releasing it to people so that they can find it and actually get value out of it. So it's always a learning curve to figure out, how do I serve the people I'm trying to serve best? Now, there might be a lot of people awake with chronic pain in the middle of the night, but they might not want to hear what I have to say because they're writhing in pain. So I have to be cognizant. I have to be aware of what and when my ideal customer wants to hear what I have to hear, how they want to hear what I have to hear, how they want to relate to me, and how they want to be in a relationship with me, and how I can continually provide them with incredible value. And the other thing is, there's this whole topic of guilt over charging people for access to you. And I still have that. I'm not even going to pretend I don't still have that. I still struggle with that. A lot of us do. But the busier I get, the easier it is to not struggle with that. Because there's only, all of us on the planet, we only get 24 hours in a day. There is no more. And I know time is made up in just a construct, but there's still only 24 hours in each circle around the sun for us to do what it is that we want to do. And there's only so many of those days in each of our lifetimes. And none of that is guaranteed. So we want to use that time as best we can. And we want to serve people as best we can, given the time and the constraints we have in our time and our life. I happen to have a lot of time to myself and my ability to be flexible and schedule my time however I want these days. It didn't used to be that way. When I was raising my kids and running a bunch of brick and mortar businesses, it wasn't that way at all. I mean, I barely had a minute to eat or to take time for myself at all. I mean, people ask me why I don't listen to the radio in my car. Well, it's because the only quiet thinking peace of mind time I ever used to have was when I was driving from point A to point B. That was it. Every other minute of my day was filled with so much noise, it was almost overwhelming. And we have periods like that in our life. And at those periods, our time is even more valuable than it is at times when we have the ability to schedule and make our own decisions about every minute of every day. Now, we've always had the ability to make our own decisions about every minute of every day, but it doesn't always feel that way, right? So go out and make it an awesome day. I'm going to make a sheet for you about caring a lot and about meeting people where they are with respect to providing value. and that will be part 3 of the attractive character. Kind of a short one today because tomorrow we're going to dive into our culture and our cause. And that's another exciting part of the whole Expert Secrets book, because it's really fun to get behind and determine what is my cause, what do I stand for. So don't think about that today, just think about your attractive character. Make sure that you have ferreted out all the details about your attractive character. And again, keep in mind that's going to change. My Pajama Gramma thing, I just started that a couple of months ago, and she is continuing to change and evolve as I do, and as it relates to my target audience, because I was missing that before. I like the Pajama Gramma character because it's me, but I think I was having a little bit of a disconnect between how I want that character to relate to my folks that I'm trying to reach, the people with chronic pain. And I think it can be misinterpreted, so I have to make sure that that message is super duper clear, and we will begin doing that tomorrow with the cause. Have an awesome day. I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.